Hey guys, this is part 2 to my mapping tutorial, and we're going to be going over lights and player slash zombie spawns for our map. So first thing we're going to do is our players. So we're going to right click in the 2D view, go to Info, Player, Start, and we're going to go ahead and drag him to the ground. And since you can see right here he's above the ground, we don't want that. Well, if you want to you can, since it's going to minimize risk of your player spawning in the ground, which I actually haven't had happen before. So if you want to put him on the ground, which is what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit 3 on my keyboard and then just drag him down and then hit 4, and it should put him in the squares perfectly if you're in the 4 grid. And now we're just going to rotate him to face that wall, and then left click drag him all the way to the back to where he's not touching the wall but he's near. And now to the right and left of him, we're going to do right click, script, struct. I'm going to make sure he's on the ground and hit N on your keyboard, and it should bring up this entity window. And here's what's going to be one of the first few that you're going to need to memorize. Is in the key we're going to type in target name and the value initial spawn points, and make sure you put underscores after each word except for points, and hit enter. And now we're going to go ahead and rotate him so he faces the same exact way as the other guy. I'm going to hit spacebar to copy paste him, and we're going to put him right here in the corner, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And we don't have to put in those KVPs again, since since all we did was just duplicate them and they all have the same exact values. So now we basically have our player spawn set up, so now your player will spawn in the map. And we're going to go ahead and put in a light in here, since if you go in, it's probably going to be pretty dark. So just do right click light, and I'm not sure why it's doing this actually. So I'm going to go ahead and put it like around there. Actually, I'm not that great at lighting, so I'm going to pull in one of my prefabs, which I'm going to leave in, I might leave in the description. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the description. Let's see how this one looks. Yeah, that's the one I want. This pack was a simple lighting pack created by Rapids, or ZM Rapids. He goes by different things. I think it's just WWM Rapids on zombie modding. And we're just going to put it up in the ceiling. And this gives us a really good light, which I like to use. And if you've played my map Shantytown and looked at the different lights, this is the prefab that you'll see. And it gives off a pretty good amount of light, and it should light up this room, only needing one. And we're going to go ahead and duplicate it, doing the space bar again, and put one over here, since this is going to be where our zombie spawn is once we make it. And we're going to go and do that now. So go ahead and right click and go to Actor, Axis, Zombie, Jur, Bur SS Honor. And once you have him, hit R to rotate him into this direction, so he's facing towards the opposite wall. And I'm going to go ahead and drag him down to the ground. And just to make sure that nothing goes wrong, I'm going to lift him just a little bit. And that was the tilde key, or what the button you use to open the console. And we're going to hit the entity window again, which is N, and we're going to go ahead and put in our KVPs for this guy. And he has 5 KVPs if it's just a regular zombie spawner. So we're going to do target name, I'm going to do start zone spawners, and I'll show why later on, why we do that. And then script noteworthy zombie spawner, And now we're going to do count 1, 2, 3, 4 nines. Script underscore force spawn and then 1. And what was the last one? I always forget one. Oh, and then spawn flags 3. That should make them yellow. So now we have all of our KVP set up for our zombie spawner. And we're going to go ahead and make our window. And so to make our window, we're going to select this wall and look at it from this angle. And since we know he's going to be on the right, we're going to put our window on the left, so then you won't be able to see him spawn. Whoops. Ooh, what did I just do? Okay. Anyways, we actually need to go ahead and first drag in the prefab of our window, which I'll leave in the description the link for. And it's going to be under in your map source folder underscore prefabs, and that's Sniper Bolts prefabs version 1.0. No, it was version 1.1, sorry. And we're going to select window barricade. I'm going to make sure that this rectangle right here in this area is in sync with the actual wall. And then we're going to drag it down so then this rectangle, which is the same exact thing, is with touching the ground. And now we're going to bring in another prefab. And then Sniper Bolts tutorial, version 1.1, and border. And this one you might need, oh, it was just there. Some of Sniper Bolts prefabs will be far away, not sure why. And anyways, we're going to go ahead and line it up with the yellow rectangle. It might be a different color for you, but whatever the rectangle is right here in this area that we lined up earlier, I'm going to put it right above it. So now we're going to select our wall, and we're going to just cut out the area that that square is in. So to get our cutter, or the clipper tool, as I'm pretty sure it's called, yep, clipper, go and hit X on your keyboard, and you're going to select 2 points. So I'm going to pick this one right here, and then this one, and then hold shift and hit enter. And we're going to do with the top, and then the sides. And now we're going to go textures in use, and we're going to just apply the texture again that we put on it. And now we're going to select this wall right here that we just cut out and hit backspace. And now we have our window set up, and it's all good and ready to go. And if you want to, you can delete this border in case you just want it like that, but I'm just going to leave it in. And now we have our zombie spawner, player spawns, and light set up. So now we probably want to give our player a weapon, or at least some form of buying a weapon. So we're going to go ahead and put in the mystery box.
Bought some donuts.
Alright, sorry about that. And we're going to go ahead and get the Notch style box, which is a non-moving box. So to get that, we're going to go to underscore prefabs and then zombie mode. And we're going to look for treasure underscore chest. And then we're going to hit R and rotate it so then this rectangle right here is facing inwards to the map. And the control tab, and we're going to put it on the ground. That looks good like that. Sorry about that. So now we're going to go ahead and get our player a spot to buy a wall weapon. So we're going to right click, misc prefab, and go into zombie mode. And we're going to find weapon underscore upgrade. And we're going to select one of these weapons. I'm going to go with the PPSH since I think a lot of people would like the PPSH. And we're just going to line it up with the wall. And then if it happens to go into the wall, this rectangle here, we're going to just hit the console key, which the console is in the console for World at War. And then if you want to make it even smaller, hit the open bracket button, or if you don't know what I mean, the one that makes that character, and it should make your grid the smallest possible, and just drag it one block out. And now go back to 4, and we're going to drag it around here in the middle line, so it's around player height. If you want to test to see what the height would be, we can just drag this guy from over here and then match up to see how tall it is. So that is actually kinda high, or kinda higher than it would normally be. So we're just gonna drag it down one block. That looks about right. I'm gonna put him back into his little corner. And that's going to be all I'm going to do for this part. And the next part I'm going to be going over how to get our zombies to actually get to us. See you guys then.